All right, let's stop that. Let's go into football. We finally put a completion on the Phillies. They took the Braves out. I believe that they are a lock for the World Series in 5 games against an inferior Arizona Diamondbacks team. So let's move on to the Eagles against the Jets. This is another win for the Eagles. Let's look at what they're up against. Okay, we know what their offense is. They've got a quarterback who's still trying to learn on the job, and they had a running back who went off last week in Breece Hall. Okay, I got it. Their offense isn't good enough to deal with the Eagles' defense. So let's look at what the strengths are for the New York Jets. Quinnen Williams, defensive tackles, had 20 pressures this year, 4 quarterback hits. He ranks 3rd in efficiency among interior linemen in the league. His pass rush win is 18.3%. That is 7th in the league. They're going to have to deal with him. But they dealt with Aaron Donald last week. So why can't they deal with Quinnen Williams? John Franklin Myers, another pretty good defensive lineman, 16.4 pressure rate. Their linebackers are very good. C.J. Mosley and Williams, they're ranked among the top league linebackers in Pro Football Focus for their efficiency. Sua Opeta is still will get a start again. Now, he equipped himself pretty well against the Rams, even though he had help. Only allowed 3 pressures versus the Rams, and they may get Nakobe Dean back for the Eagles. Now, there are a couple guys on the injured list right now. We haven't had an update on whether they're going to play, so we'll see. And one of them is Jalen Carter. So we'll see if he plays for the Eagles. Jalen Hurts, pretty good day last week. Let's see, he's 275 plus in 3 straight games passing. So, all right, that's good. And he hasn't been spectacular, but last week, 15 for, he's run 15 times for 72 yards last week. 4.8 yards per carry, had a TD. Swift added 70 yards. They had 160 yards on the ground as a team. They've only allowed a 5.4 yards per carry to quarterbacks. That's tied for 28. So the Jets, this is. So they gave it up to Russell Wilson this week. We'll see how Hurts does against them. A.J. Brown, another 125-yard plus receiving day. He's had 125 plus receiving in 3 straight games. He'll be going up against Sauce Gardner, which is a pretty good matchup. The Jets holding wide receivers to a pretty good rate. Jets are holding them to a 77.1 rating. That is 7th in the league. So they have a good front. They have a good secondary. My guess is that Devontae Smith gets targeted this week. They didn't throw to him very much last week. You know what happens with the Eagles when somebody is displeased about their targets? They usually get the ball to him. Goddard last week, A.J. Brown a few weeks back. Devontae doesn't. He's not loud like that, but he was disappointed. So I guarantee you the offensive coordinator tries to get him the ball this week. The Jets are also susceptible to the tight end. They allow a 108.9 rating against tight ends, which means Goddard might have another big day. Jets scored 31 points last week against Denver. 9 of those points came on defense. Wilson, he stinks. He had a sub-80 rating last week. The Eagles pass rush, 40.2% pressure on the quarterback this year. That's 6th in the league. And Wilson has already taken 15 sacks. That's 21st in the league. They can hold Breece Hall down. They're fine. I like the Eagles to cover in this game. I don't see where they have any problems up there. I think this is at least a 2-touchdown game for the Eagles. Do you see the same thing, Darren?
I see them winning. I see them covering. I see it as a very boring game. I see this as a game where the Jets aren't going to present a whole lot of offense outside of running the ball. Breece Hall's turned into a pretty good running back. But I just think the Eagles front 7 will shut them down. Kobe Dean is back. The other thing is, this game was not a marquee matchup when the season started, but we were looking forward to this game. In fact, you and I both said this may be the first loss of the season. Aaron Rodgers getting injured really took the wind out of this game and pretty much every Jet game all year. But I think this will be a little bit of an ugly game. Two good defenses, one very good defense, one good defense playing a terrible offense with a quarterback who, and I don't care if he's played a little bit better the last couple of weeks, the kid can't play. It's the Eagles will win, they'll cover. It'll be an ugly game. It'll be something like 26-13 or something like that.
Poor Aaron Rodgers. He's such a lost soul that the only outlet he has now is to go on Pat McAfee's show and complaining about vaccines and want to debate Travis Kelce. It's so pathetic. He's such a wormy little bitchy guy. I hate him. But anyway,
Yeah, the douchebag
that's
is the
the,
word.
yeah. He is. He's really a douchebag. Okay, so let's go to our picks of the week here. And I got a couple I think are lock winners in college. And I hate to do it to the Temple folks. But North Texas, what a game. North Texas versus Temple. North Texas is not a bad team. I don't know why North Texas is coming to
That's
Temple.
why I love you, because
And they're
I'm not saying you don't know what you're talking about. You don't. You do. But you look at the card, and I know if they're not playing Temple, they probably doesn't catch your eye at first. But no one's looking at the card going,
yeah,
look
North
at this
Texas
North Texas
is
game.
No, they're a quiet, decent team,
Right.
right? And I don't know, I forget where this game is, but North Texas at -5. It says 2. It's like taking candy here. I'll take North Texas -5 against Temple, who can't get out of their own way. It's a sin, really. This Temple football program. And then I'm
It's
going
a
to
sin.
go with Oregon State. I'm going to go back to the Pac-12. UCLA with a big win last week. They took out Washington State. I was on the other side of that game. So in a game that Oregon State's home, -3.5. They're another quiet, good team. I'm going to take Oregon State at -3.5, and I do believe they are the Beavers. I'll take the Beavers at -3.5 versus UCLA. Now, I'm going to throw one out you want to watch because this line also got my attention. Ohio State is playing Purdue. Purdue is only a 19-point dog in the game. I'm not going to play it. I'm just saying, look at that game. I think Purdue could cover. But my picks officially are North Texas -5 against Temple, Oregon State -3.5 against UCLA. I'll go with one pro game. The pros are pretty hard this week. I'm going to take the Tampa Bay Buccaneers +3 at home versus the Lions. I think the Bucs can actually win the game outright. So I'll take the Bucs +3. I think that's good value. The other game I looked at, the Browns +7 at home against the 49ers. A good defense. 49ers on another come-down week as they waffled Dallas. Maybe they don't have their ace stuff in Cleveland. So look at that.
It's 10 now, by the way, and that's because Deshaun
it is 10?
Watson's out. That's why.
Oh, okay. Well, don't forget that game. Don't even play. Don't even stay,
Lay off
stay
that
on.
game. All right. So I have two pro picks. I wasn't one of my picks last week. I don't think I got a chance to make them, but I went 2-0 with the Colts and another team. I forget. But anyway, another 2 games for you this week. I had New Orleans -1.5 at Houston. Houston, I like Stroud a little bit, making some plays, but that Saints defense is really good, and they've put up some big numbers these last couple of weeks. And I also like, with my man Joe back in the saddle, throwing the ball well, I like Cincinnati at home.
Man
-2.5.
crush at home, a lesser home number, which why I would not take that game. They can't even give them the 3 at home this weekend, but your man crush always pushes you over the top, man.
Well, the other thing is, I think too much is made of Seattle. Like everybody's, Seattle's right up there with a contender in the NFC. No, they're not. They're 3-1 because the NFL is extremely top heavy, and 40 to 50% of the teams in the league right now are absolutely freaking brutal.
Let me just say something editorial to you. You always disrespect the Vegas people, thinking you know better than the Vegas people, and you don't.
I have this year.
You don't.
I had 3
That
losses all
line
year.
is not a Cincinnati line, and you know it.
I don't care if it's a Cincinnati line or Seattle line. I think Seattle's getting too much respect.
Okay. Hey, listen. All I can do is bring the horse to the water. You know what I'm saying? You want to drink it? Drink it. That'll do it. for the Mike Missanelli podcast for Friday the 13th, October 13th. Friday the 13th. That's right. It came one day late for the Braves because their Friday the 13th was last night. So good luck to the Braves. Listen.
Good luck to the Braves at Pebble this week.
Well, there's a lot of the golf courses. East Lake. I'm sure they got tee times on East Lake today. All those Braves. So have a good day playing golf. The Phillies are preparing. Now they're not.
They're sleeping right now.
Yeah, they're sleeping in, waiting for the Diamondbacks to come in. Everybody have a great rest of the night. Again, you can catch my Friday vlog today on my website, mikemiss.com. I will have some things to say on the vlog, and my main focus on the vlog would be the Orlando Arcia thing, where he said in the locker room, and there are ex-athletes that are ganging up saying it was inappropriate for that reporter to report that. And I am just going to skewer everybody, including some journalists now who are also getting on the player side that they can't report it. That's going to be my Friday blog. Check it out on mikemiss.com, and that's where you can reach me email-wise. It's mike@mikemiss.com. Ask me a question. I want to mention my friends at Natural Lawn. I swear to God, my lawn has never looked better. I've had to mow it now like 3 times in the last couple of weeks. It's growing like crazy with the good fertilizer on it. And you can only get the natural materials that Natural Lawn puts on your grass. So check out Natural Lawn of America. And
when the kids ride by, do you say, "Hey, Tommy, hey, Mikey, what a day for a mow, huh?"
I don't. No, I really don't do that.
You don't know that from?
No, but people stop me every now and then. They go, your house has great curb appeal. And that's because of the lawn. All right. Everybody have a great Friday. It's a beautiful day. Enjoy it before the rain comes in this weekend. This is Mike Missanelli for Darren. It's the Mike Missanelli podcast. Tell your friends about it. It comes out at least 4 times a week now that we're doing the Phillies games. So hopefully you listen. Take care for the rest of the day. This is Mike Miss. See ya.